My name's Paul Church from Clarity Stamp here in the UK. Another week, and we'll continue on with our project. I'll just wait a few minutes. I shall waffle for a bit, as I always do at the beginning, to give people a chance to find the room, pull up a chair, grab a drink. And as soon as I see some chat in the window, then I know that I've got people with me. I can see we've got some viewers. We're up to 23 so far. So I'll just wait for the chat to pop up, and then we will get talking normally, apart from my waffle. So Stuart is in the room with you today. Sound is good. Thank you, Stuart. There we go. All of a sudden, there was a flurry of chatter in the chat room. Good morning, Carol, Lynn, Jane, Jacqueline. There we go. It's as if it's got stuck, and all of a sudden it went. Blub, 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 blub. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a cold and icy Kent. I'm sure the weather's the same wherever you are, unless you're abroad. Maybe in Australia and you've got lovely sunshine. Yeah, let me know. Let's see where everybody is in the country, in the world today, shall we? I know many of our viewers will be within the UK. So Lorraine is in Estonia and it's wet but warm. I think I'd prefer the wet to the cold. Yeah, it's very icy on the roads down here today. Took it a little bit slower, had fun last night. It was fine getting home, and then I got into the village where I live and it was just like an ice rink. The Gritters hadn't ventured into the village, and I took turn up to go up to my road to where my house is, and I could just see the shine on the road, and there was a car in front of me, and he went to go around the corner and he stopped, and then I stopped, and then I couldn't get going again. So I was wheel spinning for about 10 feet, well, it felt like 10-15 minutes, and then had to reverse all the way back down the road with cars parked either side, single lane. So that was fun. But safe, no damage. It is what it is, isn't it? As Barb would say. So let's have a look. Where are we? Snowy Welling in Hertfordshire, cold and frosty in Kilmarnock, cold and grey in Redditch. Where else are we? West Bromwich, Bexhill-on-Sea, bit of sunshine. Can you send it up then, please, Lynn, if you've got some lovely sunshine? Where else are we? Chilly but dry and a touch of blue in Solihull. Anne-Marie is new. Welcome, Anne-Marie. We're always kind in here. That's the thing about Groovi Tuesday, Groovi Worldwide, and Clarity. We're a friendly bunch. So welcome. How did you find us? Please let us know. Did you find us via Create and Craft, via Facebook? Maybe you signed up to our newsletter on our website. First time here. Oh, we've got lots of newbies. Good morning, Alison. Welcome. Oh, this is lovely to have lots of newbies. It'd be nice to know how you found us, why you found us. Have you just found us by chance? Just been surfing on Facebook? We are a very friendly bunch. We're a groovy bunch, aren't we? Love a bit of grooving and parching. So, yes, I'm sure Stuart will keep an eye on the chat as it comes up, and then because I know I'll miss where people are from, our new friends, and he'll text me to let me know where our new friends are from. So that's brilliant. I love that we've got new people in the room as well. So yeah, welcome. I see Anne-Marie's getting lots of welcomes from everybody. If you have any questions, I'll try and answer them if I see them pop up. Stuart is in the room, so he's there to help and post any links. And I can see the lovely Jane Telford's in the room. I haven't seen anybody else, but I may have missed some of our other design team members. I know Glynis is normally in the room. Josie's normally in the room. So it's good. So Alison found you on YouTube after seeing you on Creating Craft. Brilliant. And have you got the Groovi bug? Have you got the Groovi starter kit? So Anne-Marie, Creating Craft, but been watching Old Groovi Tuesdays on YouTube. Excellent. Well, I'm glad you've enjoyed it and you've managed to join us live. Yeah, we have great fun for an hour. Well, I do. I don't know about anybody else. Carol Baker's there from our design team. There we go. So you've got loads of experts in the room as well. And don't forget, no question is there ever a silly question if you don't know the answer. Well, there are silly questions, but you know what I mean. Don't be afraid to ask. And for our newbies, if you're on Facebook, then don't forget to check out Groovi Worldwide and Clarity Worldwide. Groovi, as it says on the lid, is all about grooving and parching, and Clarity Worldwide is all about all things clarity, stamping, stencils, dyes. Have a little bit of Groovi in there as well. So yeah, brilliant. So I hope everybody's been behaving. I think we've got plenty of time now for people to have found us and pulled up a chair. And we'll have a bit of a recap on what we've been working on the last couple of weeks. So we've been using two of Linda Williams' beautiful designs, the stocking and the Christmas tree. And the first part of the session, we had a look at the Christmas tree. We grabbed some samples. I put them safe somewhere. Famous last words. There we go. Let me just grab those. So the one that we created over the previous weeks was this one here. And this was using our green parchment, and we layered it up into several layers to create. And this was the inspiration. This isn't Linda's one. This is one that we created. We did some white work. We didn't get to put the glitter on. We'll cover that probably, I'd say, maybe next week we might do some glitter on our stocking. We'll see. You know what it's like. I plan what we're going to do during the session and I never get to the end of it. Okay. Here's a couple of other samples. So this one here is from Linda Williams. See, just by changing the look of it. And we also have our shaped card blanks that work perfectly with the plate. This is some of Linda's snow family incorporated within that. I love this. And I reckon that we could use our gnomes and elves. I nearly said gnomes. What's a gnome? A cross between a gnome and an elf? That could be something new for next year. Stuart, make a note of that. We'll have some gnomes next year. A crossbreed between gnomes and elves. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I suppose you could make your own, couldn't you? You could take the bodies from the gnomes and put the elves' heads on. See, that's the thing with Groovi. You can do that. And then this one here from paper from the lovely Jane Telford. So it just shows the mixability of the different mediums that we can use. Let's pop those to one side. And then for the latter part of I've just seen Stuart's put on there, Noves. Noves would be good. Noves for masculine and Neves for the feminine. Oh, I don't know. I'm waffling now. I'm waffling. So the stocking. So again, we have our card blanks to work with those. This is a piece created by the lovely Glynis. So not just for Christmas, perfect for new babies, christenings, birthdays. There's another one here created by Linda Williams, and Linda's taken the stocking and the toys sticking out the top I've got that one. And then if you wanted just to go completely flat, so to speak, this is one that's been created by Josie. So she's just done it on an A5 piece of parchment. So it doesn't have to be sort of like a stand-up one. Could be a Guelph. Well done, Jane. Where's Mr. Ken? Is Ken Kilminster in the room today? He normally comes, he will come up with something. Mr. Crackerman. Nelves are good. And this one is created by, I'm going to flip it over, Carol Pankstello. Yes, taking the lovely frame from the Nested Square extension. So it just shows the versatility of the designs. And the one that we've been working towards is a piece that Linda created. And it's this one here. Using our two-tone teal parchment, the dark teal and the light teal. And last week we did a little bit of picot cutting, and then we cut out with a normal pair of scissors, didn't we? And this is where we sort of ended up. If I take a white piece of card, there we go. So you can see the only places we did the picot cutting, or I chose to do the picot cutting, was around the outside on here, down the back, and across the sole. And then I cut out with a normal pair of scissors the rest of it. So it gives you those choices, whether you wanted to, whether you're that far on your Groovi journey, whether you haven't got to the stage yet of doing picot cutting. There we go, there's Ken, late to class, went shopping, had to dig the car out of the snow. Excuse me, sorry. I'm glad you're back safe and sound, Mr. Ken. So, okay, so that's as far as we got last week. And then previously what we've done, we've traced out on the darker teal. If I put those together, you can see just the toe, the heel, and the top part of the stocking. So I thought what we would do, we'd picot cut round these parts, cut these parts, and then I reckon we could picot cut round that bit if we wanted to. So what are we going to need for this morning's session? Okay, so to do that, let's pop this all to one side. Okay, so for that, we're going to need our 2-needle bolt, make the holes bigger. We're going to need our scissors of choice. So we've got the Perga cutters, the exclusive, and the ring lock. I'm going to go with the ring lock for today. What else are we going to need? We're going to need a tumble dryer sheet. We're going to need a Groovi guard. Okay. Jane, where have you put my Groovi guard? I know where it is. I haven't got it out of the folder yet. That's where it is. And as long as I put it back in the folder, then that's right. So I need my Groovi guard. I need my glasses. I haven't unpacked from TV yet. So it's all in the same, it's all in my TV box. So I've got my glasses, my Groovi guard, tumble dry sheet, and I'm going to go with the black 12x12 super foam. And I think that's all we're going to need at the moment. Okay. Yeah, I think so. Let me just think about it. I was a bit late to the party this morning. Been downstairs sort of packing orders, trying to get that, because obviously we've got the postal strike tomorrow and Wednesday. So we're trying to get as much out the door as we can. So we've got more people in today, because yesterday with snow day, there was only a handful of us in. So I was busy packing orders. We've got quite a few out the door yesterday. So I'm in charge of getting all the new orders out. And the lovely Linda Bentley and Tom are in charge of getting all the rest of the sale orders out. So we're almost there. I reckon everything, touch wood, no more snow, everything will be out the door by the end of the week, I reckon. Because obviously we've got the postal strike, so we'll get everything packed. Everything's going to go first class from today onwards. So we're going as fast as we can. But I'm sure you understand that at home. So, okay. Right, are we ready to get in the groove? I think we are. Okie dokie. Right, let's come in on the overhead. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So if I get my parchment in place. So when we perforate from the front. So the line, because we're using the teal parchment, if I turn it over, it's dull. It's a sort of a shade of teal. Oh, I knew I'd go the wrong way. And so, sorry, a little bit too fast on that. So we need to have the bright white bright white line. Okay. So let's have a look. You have to excuse the fingers where I've been packing orders. They're a little bit, I've put some hand cream on, but they're a little bit rough and ready. Okay, 2 needle bolt I'm going with, and we're going to perforate around the outside line. Now I need the heads up from you, which camera angle you prefer, whether you, I need my glasses. Glasses. I think between Christmas and New Year, I'm going to get my prescription upgraded. I had them tested earlier in the year, but I haven't had a chance to have the new prescription done. Because I only really use them when I'm doing TV and Groovi work. And because I'm doing it every week, so I think after the last session of the year, I'll see if I can get them booked in to be done. Okay, so we're going to perforate. I'm going to go to the smaller of the aperture. Now, before I get started, what I'm going to do, I've remembered this week, nearly forgot, tumble dry sheet. Okay, open that up, lay that onto my mat, parchment on top. And then what that does, it lubricates the perforations every time I perforate. Okay, so you're just going to go in, increasing 1 perforation. Oh, this is rubbish. Look how far away. I think I need to turn it round a little bit. Hang on. I think that's it. I think I need to come towards me. Can we see this okay? Or should, what do you reckon? Overhead or that camera? Wonder whether I can come in closer on that camera. Let me just walk around the back and see if I can bring that one in a little bit closer. Let's see. Might be able to come in a little bit closer without it going blurry. There we go. Coming in very slowly. I will readjust and move it. Let's see. If it goes blurry, then I'll just switch back to the overhead. It does look a little bit. No. Let's stick with the overhead. Has that moved? Has it got bigger on the overhead? Okay. Let's go with this. So we're now just going to perforate around the outside of our toe. And what I'm doing, I'm just slowly turning the 2 needle tool to follow the line. I don't want to be on the line, I want to be a little bit away from it. Okay. Are we blurred or are we all okay? Do I need to zoom out a little bit? Stuart, how is it looking? I'm sure Stuart will tell me if it's gone blurry. So we're just going to follow around and I'm going to turn my work as I go. All okay now. Thanks, Jane. And then Round we go. And you'll notice, turn your work so it's comfortable for you. Okay. There we go. Looks great. Nice and sharp. Thanks, Stuart. Okay. See, because I've got two screens in front of me. One of them is really magnified. And the one above, which is the one that's broadcasting, I'm guessing, is nice and sharp as well. But I did realise on that side camera that it was a little bit too close. Okay. So we're just going to see, as I come round to the straight, my hand starts to feel uncomfortable. So rather than pursue it, you just turn your work. And it really does make a difference. Just trying to keep central. Okay. So, are we all set for Christmas? I'm not. I'm trying not to think about it. It's like one of those things, if you don't think about it, it won't happen. But unfortunately, Christmas will happen. I've ordered a couple of presents so far. But like a lot of stuff, it's all caught up in the mail. Dispatched a week ago. Meant to have arrived on Friday, but obviously there was a postal strike. Then it was meant to arrive yesterday, and it just said delayed. So I might get it this week, I might not. It is what it is. I ordered it in good time. I can give the recipient a picture of what it is if it doesn't turn up in time. Okay, now in between these two areas here, I've got a bit of a bigger gap. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I need my single needle bold. No, I don't. I'm going to go with it because in the scheme of things, it's not going to make much difference. Okay, just have a slurp of coffee. So let's have a look. So we've perforated all the way around the outside, and it doesn't take long. Okay, so let's relocate our parchment, and let's do the heel now. Okay, so concentrate in the area, and we're just going to start. You don't have to start at the corner or to start wherever the parchment landed. So we're just going to go along and just follow the line. Easy as that. Need to come in a little bit. If you find that you're veering out a little bit too far, don't carry on like I just did. Just sort of turn the needle so it just goes back in a little bit. That's too far now, Paul. Okay, now I extended this line here, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut across it now because we're going to snip that one off. Turn it round as we go. Groovi Guard really does make a difference. It's really focusing the area in which I'm working. Okay. So we're just gonna. So I could have just taken a normal pair of scissors and cut along that line. Could have done it on all of it. It's all about having choices with the piece that we're working on. Okay. So Go along. Can we see this okay? Everyone happy with what we're seeing? Because I've got my head down, so I can't read all the comments as they pop up. Turn it around. Turn my guard. See, when I first started doing the perforating on this, not on this particular piece, on the toe, I should have warmed up first because it was a little bit dodge. But as I say, in the whole scheme of things, it's the overall effect and the satisfaction that you get from doing it. I mean, obviously, the end result is the satisfaction of somebody receiving a card. But at the end of the day, where am I going? I'm going, what's happening, Paul? Going in too far. Readjust. There we go. So that's the heel done. And now we're going to do the stocking top. Right, let's turn it to an angle. It's making that initial perforation first. Okay. What else have we got to talk about? So we've finished all our TV shows for the year now, apart from repeats that are being shown over the next couple of weeks. Obviously, he was in the shack with Barb yesterday. I love those trees, those triangle trees on the Pop-It postcards. They were brilliant. See, I was multitasking yesterday. Stuart was in the room monitoring and helping you, and I was watching and listening, or I was listening whilst packing orders yesterday. And I really loved those trees in the background. It really brought, and the shading was fantastic. And I'm sure Barb's got something beautifully lined up for you on Thursday. So you're back in the shack on Thursday with Barb. And then Friday evening at 7 p.m, we've got the final installment of the Christmas Treasures craft along. So available on Facebook and YouTube Live at 7 p.m. There's a link on our website under the Moments of Clarity with all the lovely Christmas Treasures plates from Linda Williams. And if I remember rightly, I think it's the lovely little Scotty dogs from the Advent plate. So that'll be fun. I'll be in the room virtually monitoring, eating biscuits, chocolate, drinking coffee, and making sure you all behave. So that'll be fun. The last one of the year. Then we've got the Clarity Matters blog on that lovely Gracie does. So on Saturday, it's a Saturday share. And then on Sunday, it's another Groovi step-by-step project. And I think, who is it? I'm not sure whether it's a project from Glynis or from Jane this coming Sunday. Last week, it was a beautiful piece from Maggie Byford. So I'm sure Stuart can pop a link up to the Clarity Matters blog, because that's like another, the Clarity Matters blog on Sunday is a fantastic step-by-step. So if you're new to Groovi, just have a look on there. I'm sure you'll get some fantastic ideas and inspiration from the design team of where they do these fantastic pictorial and written step-by-steps using various different techniques and plates. So yeah, check that out. If you have, I mean, that's the beauty, isn't it, of the internet? That as long as you've got a phone that's got internet access or you're connected to the Wi-Fi, you can join in. You can, if you're bored, maybe we're waiting for a bus or waiting at an appointment, you can just go in and have a look and have a read. I know often when we've done Groovy Tuesdays live, we've had people in coffee shops, in fast food restaurants having breakfast, people being a passenger in a car, on a bus. Isn't it great? And it's very much appreciated, all the support with you coming back every week. Otherwise, I'd just be talking to myself, wouldn't I, for an hour? I mean, I am, but I'm not. I'm talking to everybody at home. I never feel as if I'm alone when I'm doing Groovy Tuesday, because all I need to do, although I can't hear your voices, I can read your voices, and it's great. Okay, that's all our pieces perforated now. Okay. Ooh, take glasses off. Ooh. Lid back on my 2-needle board. Slurp of coffee, and I can't believe it's just gone past the hour already. Okay, so there we go. Jane says, so Glynis is on this Sunday, and then one from Jane on Christmas Day, and a New Year's Day on the blog as well. There you go. I'd forgotten. I let Grace know which ones we're going to go for, and then I forget. So there you go. Multitasking sometimes. Okay. It's quite warm in here today. I don't remember. There's no heating on. It's definitely colder outside. When I was driving in this morning, it was -5 in certain parts. And normally it's quite chilly in here. It must be the lights. I'm getting a glow, but there's no heat from them. Psychological. So yeah. I feel quite warm. I'm not going to take the jumper off. Right, let's do some picot cutting, shall we? Hands up, who's picot cutting and who's cutting out with normal scissors? Or have you already done it? And if you have already done it, did you picot cut or not picot cut? That is the question. I'm going to go with my trusty ring lock. And we're going to come back in and we're going to make a start on this one first. Okay. So, if you picot cut, which tools did you use? Did you use the ring lock? Or did you use the exclusives? Or did you use the peg cutters or the squizzers, as I like to call them? Answers on the screen, please. Okay. So I'm working on the 12x12 super foam. So not only do I use it for perforating, I also use it when I'm picot cutting as well. And I'm going to use the scissors in the spoon position, finger and thumb from underneath. Glasses definitely required. Yeah, definitely need a new prescription. And I know I should warm up first, and all I'm going to do is just squeeze. I'm not going in too far with the tips of the scissors because I don't want to cut into, I mean, if you cut into the foam, it doesn't matter, but all it does, it makes it harder when you're closing the scissors. And I'm just snipping. Now today, for some reason, I'm not even tilting. I'm just snipping. That was a bit dodge. Definitely need to warm up, I think. But you know what? It is what it is. So what I'm going to do now, I'm turning my parchment so that it's comfortable, like so. My wrist is nice and flat. Okay. And there we go. That's where I went a little bit dodgy there. Really dodgy. These glasses definitely need to be sorted out for next year. So what I'm doing now, I'm keeping my scissors in the same position and I'm turning my parchment as I go. Okay. And it's just, you get into a rhythm. You know how far to reopen the scissors by. And we're just increasing the perforations one at a time. Okay. Just like so. So what was the consensus? Was it to picot or not to picot? So I'm picot cutting with snippers, 2-needle fine tool. Oh, Dawn. Okay, Dawn's on the elves. Brilliant. Super duper. Definitely having a tropical moment. It's going to sound really stupid in a bit. I think I might have to put the fan on. Oh, it's so weird. So weird. Feels rather tropical. I'll put it down to my age. So we just snip, snip, snip. And when you get into a rhythm, it doesn't take that long. And there's a few dodgy picots on there, but I know I'm going to get the over. I mean, I'm saying I know I'm going to get an overall effect. This may be absolutely rubbish when I finish the snipping. Okay, let's have a look. So I started here. Yeah, it did go a bit funny, but only to the naked eye. Let me bring that up. See, the top I'm quite happy with. Parts of the bottom I'm not so happy with, but who is going to investigate that picot cutting that closely? Okay. Right. So that's one bit done. So if I bring the heel in, see that is going to sit just like so. And what that does is it now continues the picot cutting in the design, because there's no point picot cutting that if I was going to picot cut that, because it was just going to sit on top of it anyway. Okay, so let's go. I mean, that would make a woolly hat as well, not just a toe. Right, ready to picot cut again? Let's see where we're going to start. Let's start. Bring my hands in a little bit so it's nice and relaxed. And start snipping again. So I really enjoy the picot cutting. I think it's that sense, not a sense of achievement. I mean, there is the sense of achievement that you've done something and it looks so traditional. But it's also that confidence thing. With the Groovi system gives you the confidence to get the beautiful line art, which means you want to learn how to do various different techniques. See, did you notice now what I'm doing? I'm tilting. Don't know why. Yeah. Now, last week I said what we was going to be looking at in January is one of Josie's newer or latest diagonal grids, the diagonal ribbon grids. We'll have a look at them later. And I thought these would be great of an introduction to grid work, because Josie's done all the work for us. Haven't got to worry about counting, haven't got to worry about where to perforate, where not to perforate. We've got the cutting guides in there as well. And the one that we were going to go with is Sending Love Your Way. I thought that would be a really nice one. I think it's perfect for January. So if you've got that plate, then brilliant. If you haven't and you want to pop it in your basket, then I'm sure Stuart will pop that link up for me. There's 4 of the diagonal ribbon ones to choose from, but I reckon I'm going to go with the Sending Love Your Way design, because I think that'd be a great introduction to grid work. And there's a couple of things on that, because one, it's a larger plate to work on, and because it's diagonal, it's easy to line up to complete a square. Oh, no, I went a bit. I don't know what happened to my perforating. Gone a little bit funny there. Maybe I was waffling too much. Okay. Snip, snip, snip. Right, so we're coming to a bit where we've got a larger gap in between the two. But nobody can know. Nobody notices. So that's the toe done. So if I bring toe and the heel into play now. So we've got the toe sits on there. And then the heel sits on there. Lovely. Jane, put your magnifying glass away. Okay, we're on the final stretch now. Will we get this done today? I reckon we'll definitely get the picot cutting done today. I didn't really tell you the plan for today, did I? That's because it never happens. So sometimes it's better to go with the flow, as they say. So we're back in the shack with Barb on Thursday. Friday night is the craft along, Christmas treasure. I mean, you don't have to craft along if you want to just come and join the company, have some fun, have a giggle for a couple of hours on Friday evening. You can either watch us live, or if you can't make Friday evening, because you're washing your hair or you're out and about or you have other commitments, then you can go back and watch it whenever you like. So, okay, so we're just going to go along and snip, and then say on Saturday on the Clarity Matters blog, you've got the Clarity Share from Grace, and then on Sunday is a step-by-step tutorial from, I think Jane said it was Glynis. Okay, so we're going to go around again. Notice that I'm just turning my work. Turned it a little bit too much, but I'll soon work my way around onto there. There we go. It doesn't take, before you know, you've gone all the way around and you've met up with yourself again. What else have I got to say? Have I got anything else to tell you? I think that's it, I think, at the moment. We start to wind down towards Christmas. If you're looking to find out when we're on TV in January next year, then we have a section on the website with the events. All of our dates are scheduled in on the TV is scheduled in for next year already. So I'm sure Stuart could point you in that direction if you want to see when we're on. Kicks off on, I believe, Thursday the 5th of January, I think. The lovely Dawn Wheeler will be doing a one-day special for us. And then I think it's the 8th of January, although it's not the first Sunday of the month, but that will be Barb's first Sunday of the month of the year. So I got all of that. Oh, I've missed one up there. There we go. Lovely Tina will be back on our screens in January with the Pergamano shows and Get Groovy with Tina. So that'll be fun. Always good to watch Tina. She always puts a little twist on something. So yeah, so Stuart will pop that link up for our event section on the website. And it's like a proper calendar with everything that we've got scheduled in so far next year. Okay, I think I'm almost there. Am I almost there? No, I've got to come around the top bit, haven't I? Oops, sorry, I'm just slightly off camera there. There we go. Can't believe the time. Doesn't it fly when you're having fun? It does for me. How about you? Almost there. It's that sense of achievement as you come round and you can see the joint approaching and you think, oh, I missed any. I know I missed one, but I went back and got that one earlier. Let's see if I got all of them there. Let's see if it all releases. No, I missed another one. Just around there. Don't pull it. Just find out. There it is. Perfect. Well, within reason. Okay. So now let's bring my white piece of card in. Ooh. Sorry. I'll zoom out now because that's going to really go fuzzy because I'm way too close. Zoom out. There we go. So we've got our light teal. That's still a little bit fuzzy. No, it's not. It's just me. Then we've got the dark teal that sits on top there. Then we've got the toe that sits there. And the heel that sits there. Okay. Now, before we attach it, I think I'm going to leave the attachment to last week because there's a couple of things I want to show you on the different attachment. But what I want to do is I want to enhance the design. We've got time. The design on the tree. Because if I bring Linda's one in, you'll see how some of the hearts and the trees have a darker colour to them, and also on here as well. So what we're going to do, I'm going to swap over to my black mat, my firm black mat. So we're going to add some colour, then need to do it on a firm surface. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. And I'm getting static now from the camera. Ouch. And I am going to use, let's have a look. I'm going to use my Pergolina pencils. Now, before I go on to my parchment, I've got this blue. I've got the B4. Now, before I go on to my actual parchment, I want to test it first. I don't want to go on, realise I've gone in with the wrong colour, and then if I rub it off, it's going to take all the colour off. So if I take a scrap piece of parchment, there we go, I've got a scrap piece of parchment over here. Okay, I can put the colour on the back because that's where the colour's going, and then I can turn it over to see what it looks like. Okay, and I can do the same on a darker piece to see what that looks like. Okay, I think that works. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go onto the black mat, I'm going to work on the back, and then I'm just going to put some colour behind the trees. Okay, and it's not, as long as I stay within the shape, that's all that matters. So now when I turn this over, you can see, let me come in a little closer. Come in a little closer. There we go. There we go. And you don't want it to overpower your design. You just want to add a little bit of depth. So you know, like how Barb does in the shack, where she puts like a grey to create the shadows. All we're doing now is just putting some colour behind those trees to make them stand out a little bit more. Okay. So you can do all of them. You could do alternate colours. It's entirely up to you. And I'm not going on hard, not because I don't want to crush the dots, but it doesn't need it. It really doesn't. Okay, so then I'm going to turn that over. And if I bring that up, whee, there we go. So you can see now how we've added some depth to those trees. Okay, so do I want to do it on the hearts as well? Yeah, why not? So I'm going in a circular motion until I get to the edge. What does that look like? There we go. So you can see that. And then we'll do the other ones. You may decide to leave it exactly how it is, depending on the colour of the parchment. You may have gone clear parchment, and if you've gone clear parchment, then the colour will be more prominent because it's not having to fight with the light teal. Okay. So we're just going to add, it just adds a little bit of depth behind the design. Okay. Just like so. There we go. So next week, let me see, what day is next week? Let me have a look. Calendar. Right, okay, so next week is the last one, last Groovi Tuesday before Christmas. So I reckon next Tuesday we're going to assemble this card. I'm going to show you a few different ways of attaching it to the card blank. I'm going to get the glitter out. Let me write this down now, because come next week. Hang on. Pen. Glitter. We're going to put some glitter on there. I'm going to show you how to attach it. What else went through my head? You probably don't want to know what else went through my head. And we'll complete the stocking in time for Christmas. And then maybe we'll do some questions and answers. So if you've got any questions you want to ask, then make a note of them now. And then maybe we'll just have sort of like 15, 20 minutes of questions and answers. Obviously, all Groovi parchment related. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. But then again, it depends how long it takes me to attach it and to put the glitter on. Because you know me, that's the plan. See, why have I done it? I've given you a plan for next week. Will it happen? Of course it will. So thank you once again for enjoying me. Welcome as to our newbies. Hope you stuck around. Hope I didn't bore you too much. And hope you come back again soon. Hope everybody comes back again soon. So if you won't be joining us next week, for maybe you've already got plans because it is that close to Christmas, hope you all have a safe and peaceful Christmas. But I'll definitely be here next Tuesday. I'll be in the Shack with Barb on Thursday this week, Craft Along Friday night, and then I will see you all or whoever on Sunday. So thank you once again for joining me. Thank you for Stuart for putting all the links up. To the lovely Jane, Josie, Carol, whoever of the other design team members are in the room. Thank you as always for your help. And I shall see you next week. Take care now. Stay safe, stay warm. Although I'm a bit too warm, I need to go and work out what's going on. And I'll see you all next week. Take care now. Bye-bye.